The 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the last game for the Bulls, it was a win against the Heat in Miami. That game was a real shootout. They'd like to keep their scoring up, but get a few more stops, too.
Is assembled at the Air Canada Centre, looking for a Raptors victory here in Toronto. And we've got it live right here on 2K Sports. Well, it was the Chicago Bulls winning their last game against Miami. It's a close game. They needed overtime to finish them off.
They needed a few extra minutes to get the W in that game, but they got it just the same.
I like the way they handled themselves in that overtime period, Greg. They had a whole lot left in their game in that extra period.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. We've got Nick Young. Rose is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Gasol at the power forward. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clarke was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game, and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
And here's Rose. Smith outside. Gasol kicks to Drummond. 6 on the shot clock. He feeds it to Young. Gasol no good.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Now here's Lowry coming off a solid outing against Miami. Right at the free throw line, and it's sent back by Drummond. All alone, and finished off by Rose.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that's never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside Rose. To the left wing. The turnaround. The shot's good from Gasol. Gasol's got his first bucket of the night.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Lowry kicks to Carroll. Valanciunas with a screen on Young. Feeds to Powell. Drummond working against Valanciunas. Pass to Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Here's Powell, covered by Smith. From deep. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clarke, they only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
Here is Rose. After Luis Scola's score, Rose goes in. Can't make good off the pick.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. He kicks to Drummond. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Now here's Scola. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Miami.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Now here's Rose. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Young with no one around. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Lowry kicks to Powell. Valanciunas against Drummond. That one goes. Counted. Valanciunas has got his first points in this one.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Screen by Smith. Rose dishes to Smith. Again, Chicago.
Playing smart offensively in the first half. No doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
Now here's Scola. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. To find out, DB.
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Chicago.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little bit of breathing.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
Here's Powell. Three-pointer. And Kyle Lowry with the three. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Offensive rebound. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. And while we have a second, let's see which squads have topped the league in assists during the past month. Fourth, the Bulls.
And what stands out during this recent stretch is just how well they've passed the basketball. I mean, this is a club that has become really unselfish.
Left side, Gasol.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Luis Scola. And Chicago also making a switch. Taj Gibson's checked in for Pau Gasol. Young with the ball. Coming off a solid outing against Miami. Rose kicks to Drummond. Passes it to Young. Gibson the screen. Shot clock at 5. And Young, here we go. He misses it. He's 4 for 7 from the floor.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
No good from Valanciunas. The Bulls leading by 7. Young with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Here's Smith. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yeah, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Terrence Ross comes in for Damari Carroll, and it's Joseph in for Powell. Now here's Gibson. His last outing, he had 8 points. Here's Snell. The pass to Clarkson. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Splitter, that's good. Getting back to Kyle Lowry, the reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard.
Good
That's
point,
why he's
yeah.
one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
Here is Ross. The Bulls getting the bucket. There's a screen. Here's Joseph, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Joseph's got his first basket of the night.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here is Mirotic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Here's Lowry. Tries from 10. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Lowry's got 7 points.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
Well, he's fearless. I mean, there's nothing that concerns him. No matter what the matchup is, he's a guy that doesn't back down. He's beyond being intimidated.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now, here's Lowry. 7 points in the game. The 10-footer. And that one hits back iron.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. Raptors trail by 9. Joseph, the pass to Patterson. Joseph dishes to Lowry. Unloads from 13. Again, the miss by Lowry.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
The dish to Mirotic. Top splitter. Pulls up on the wing. Mirotic's shot is off.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you can see the frustration on his face.
The drive by Lowry. It's deflected, but they get it back. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Lowry's got 9.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
A total team effort. And I think the starters enjoyed a chance to be able to step back and relax and enjoy how the bench played.
Right, he's checked in for Toronto. The Bulls leading by 7. 1:10 left to play in the first. Clarkson kicks to Splitter. Little turnaround. Toronto grabs the miss.
And that's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Right, the pass to Joseph. He dishes it to Patterson. The rebound by Gibson.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
3-pointers. Snell, that's good. Snell's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Ross. And he also played a big role in their last game with Miami. Here's Wright. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Well, Chicago's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Now, here's Clarkson. He's covered closely. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the free throw, no good. Right. Can't hit. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's Chicago up by 12. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto. Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable just because this has been my decision too. And I want to make it great actually. Not good, but great.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Bulls 5 right now. You've got J.R. Smith. Andre Drummond is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Young in at the 3, the small forward. And Joseph gives to Valanciunas. Here's Patterson. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Patterson's got it back down to single digits for Toronto. Rose up on top. Guarded by Wright. J.R. Smith on the wing. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 4th assist in this one. And Toronto has possession. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks at BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Outside Gasol. Smith outside. Screen by Young. Smith dishes to Gasol. Drummond trying to get himself free. It's Chicago with another bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Joseph, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Carroll passes to Valanciunas. And Though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
Some changes for Toronto. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson. For Corey Joseph, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Wright. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him. If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
The shot by Carroll, no good. Chicago leading by 10. Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. It's Young on the wing. No one near him. They get it again, and he gets the bucket. Drummond's got his second bucket tonight.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound, and once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Toronto calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
So here's Scola after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. Here's Rose. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Miami.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. Young was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thanks. Here's Powell. Pass to Kira. The feed to Lowry. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. Over to the left wing. Here's Powell. That ball nicely that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one. Outside Rose. Dishes to Drummond. Excellent D there for Scola.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Now here is Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. Kicks to Carroll. From deep three-point range, no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Rose. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And the Bulls lead by 12. The Raptors have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Valanciunas, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Valanciunas has got 9.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Here's Powell. He's got 5. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Drummond with a screen on Lowry. Here's Rose. Here's Drummond. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now here's Lowry. He's got 9. Screen by Scoa. The drive by Lowry. Goes up on the wing. Chicago grabs the miss.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. Rose has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Raptors trail by 12. Toronto calls timeout.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. We'll take a look at the Bulls. Right now, they've acquired the 2nd-best record in the conference. And, of course, the Toronto Raptors. They just haven't had the type of record they've wanted.
And I think for Toronto, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you know, Greg, this season is not sitting well with their fans or ownership. I assure you, this will not be a quiet offseason for them.
Yambo, he's checked in for the Raptors. Ross comes in for DeMarre Carroll. Ross dishes to Lowry. Pulls it up. And the Raptors miss again. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Now, here is Lowry. He's got 9. Out left to the wing, Scoa. And the Raptors miss again.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Now the Raptors moving it up. Outside Lowry. He feeds it to Powell. From 13, Chicago grabs the miss. Gibson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Outside Rose. Lets it go with a 3. The Bulls keep it alive. Gibson passes to Young. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. That's good. And it's 7 points for Derrick Rose.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Screen by Scoa. Here's Powell. 7 points in the game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Like you were talking about Scola, he has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Wright, he's checked in for Powell, and it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. Scola hits them both.
You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
We always like it when you're aggressive and not settling.
Now, here's Clarkson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Gibson, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. And the Bulls lead by 15.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Chicago with the ball after the Raptors pick up 2. Gibson the screen, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Joseph. They set the pick. Outside Scola. Feeds to Wright. They get a hand on it. Ross kicks to Wright. Here's Joseph. Rebound by the Bulls. Now Clarkson. Pass to Prince. Here's the 3. Ross grabs the board.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
That's good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
The defense hasn't done a good job of stopping him down in the paint area. They're setting up shop down there, anchoring in, and making it pay.
The Raptors making a switch here. Patterson's checked in. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. The Bulls shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
Now here's Wright. Here's Joseph, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
The Raptors have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Free throw good, Joseph. That one is no good.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency, 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now here's Ross. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, and that one's good. Right.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
The Bulls leading by 13. They set the pick. 41 seconds left in the first half. Splitter sets a screen. Shot off the screen. Offensive rebound.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And right, here we go. He kicks it to Biyombo. Passes it to Patterson. Right outside. From outside, off the mark. Here's Splitter, stolen by Joseph, and that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 15. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Pow, tell us what have been the key aspects to how this team is playing so far through the first 2 quarters.
Oh, just had to be aggressive from the beginning, take the shots over there, move the ball, we're being unselfish. We were defending better in the first quarter, and we were able to knock down the shots.
Pow, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They lead by 15. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they killed it on the glass, and they did it with high-level fundamentals, blocking out, maintaining position, and going up strong to the basket. If they board like that in the second half, this league will continue to grow.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Ernie, they are way too weak defensively in the paint. They're getting walked over down low, giving up a ton of points. Barbecue chicken everywhere, with the sauce, without the sauce. We're having a Thanksgiving feast in here. That's a recipe for disaster. They cannot keep letting guys drive the lane, layups, lobs. Defense is weak, Ernie.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. One of the great stories here, Nick Young getting it done today.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half, defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop him.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Jamari Carroll is out there with Stoll. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Powell in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Shots good from Young.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Miami Heat. Lowry against Rose. Here's Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here is Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Here's Lowry. He's got 9. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
There's the pick. Screened by Valanciunas. Gasol with the steal. Outside Rose. The pass to Smith. The 3. And he gets it to go. Smith's got 8 points.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight things.
Lowry kicks to Powell. And Valanciunas penetrating. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Valanciunas hits them both.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Now, here is Smith. He's got 8. Again, the miss by Smith.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Outside Rose. The dish to Drummond. Takes it from 10. And it's Lowry with the rebound.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Valanciunas with a screen on Rose. There's the pick. They get a hand on it. And now Young running the floor all by himself. And he gets the bucket. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
To check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Outside Rose. He dishes it to Drummond. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. Drummond's got 11 points. Raptors trail by 20. And here's Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. Scola down low, working on Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer, Lowry. The rebound by Young.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
Now here's Rose. Good work defensively by Lowry.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Now here's Gasol. 10 points for him.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Now, here's Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. Carroll for 3, and he gets it to go.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Pass to Prince. Shoots from 12. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And the Bulls lead by 21.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Valanciunas with a screen on Rose. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
To the middle. Here's Gasol. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Valanciunas. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Screen by Valanciunas. Lowry passes to Scola. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Down low, here's Rose. Lays it up and banks it in. Rose has got 9.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Raptors trail by 19. Scola sets a screen for Lowry. Screen by Scola. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Baseline try. Offensive rebound. Raptors have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Carroll kicks to Lowry. And another basket for Toronto.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Carroll dishes to Powell. The feed to Carroll. There's the triple. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Dishes to Gasol. And Scola pulls it down. Scola's got 4 rebounds in this game. Carroll. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Young's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Kicks to Rose. He feeds it to Gasol. Wants to get it to Rose, and does. Count the bucket. Rose has got 11.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Lowry with the ball. 11 points in the game. There's a good screen. Scola passes to Lowry. Back to Scola. Beyond the arc. No good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. 22 is their biggest lead. Takes the 13-footer. And again, it's Derrick Rose. Rose has got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Screen by Scola. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Take a break.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
The free throw drops for Powell. A new group in now for the Raptors. Biombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. Ross is checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for him. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Now, here's Clarkson. They set the pick. Feeds to Mirotic. Three-pointer. Toronto grabs the miss. Here's Powell. Patterson, the screen. Powell kicks to Ross. Pass to Patterson. Patterson a screen on Mirotic. To the paint. Deflects the pass. Patterson can't get it to go. Chicago leading by 17. Clarkson with the ball. Picked up by Joseph. Off the pick. Here's Splitter, and he converts the layup. Splitter's got 10 points.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
Ross, that's good.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Snell dishes to Clarkson. Baseline try, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Raptors trail by 17. Ross passes to Joseph. He kicks it to Ross. A solo fast break. Here's Clarkson. Plays it in off the breakaway. Clarkson's got his third basket of the night.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Now, here's Joseph. He's got 5. Ross with a wide open look. Can't make good off the screen. Here's Mirotic, and there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
The Raptors making a switch here. Lights checked in. Passes it to Mirotic. Splitter sets a screen. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Clarkson's got 4 this quarter. Raptors trail by 21. And Wright kicks to Joseph. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. The pass to Wright. Shakes him. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his second personal foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
At the line for 2.
That free throw, no good. So he comes up empty at the line.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
Here's Clarkson. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Bulls ending the third quarter on a 12-4 run. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Bulls leading by 23. Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got Splitter. Smith is out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's Taj Gibson. And it's Mirotic in at the 3 spot. Smith, no good. Now, here's Joseph. Wright outside. Patterson setting the pick for Wright to the paint. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Raptors.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Now, here's Clarkson. Stolen by Joseph. And he uses the glass on the layup.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball move.
Chicago calls timeout. Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for Wright. The Bulls also changing it up. Pau Gasol is checked in for Splitter. Young comes in for Mirotic. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jordan Clarkson. Gibson with the screen on Lowry. In the corner, Smith with it. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Now here is Lowry. The dish to Patterson. And Gibson over to help. Patterson passes to Valanciunas. Nice D from Rose.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Lowry drives in. Pass to Patterson. Shoots it. Rebound by Rose. Rose has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Young. They get a hand on it. Here's Smith. Lowry with the block. And they get it back. On its way from Young for 2. The rebound by Patterson.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Lowry dishes to Joseph. And it's Carroll in the corner. The feed to Joseph. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Young's got 6 rebounds in the game. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Some good play tonight for Nick Young. He has 14 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Well, we all know that #1 overall picks are incredibly valuable. I mean, they can change the course and face of an entire franchise. Last season, the playoffs were full of teams that featured #1 overall picks.
Drummond's checked in for the Bulls. And so Young nails them both. And guys, teams with the #1 overall pick tend to go very deep in the playoffs. Just the nature of how the NBA lottery and rebuilding structure works.
Yeah, and in the playoffs last season, every team in the conference semis but one had a #1 overall pick on their roster. So that one team was the Grizzlies. Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Oh, without question. I mean, when he gets it in that tight and that close, that's easy. Real easy.
That's good. And it's 13 points here for Drummond.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Lowry kicks to Joseph. He dishes it to Valanciunas. Goes up the baseline. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Lowry against Rose. Gasol a screen. Rose passes to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 14 points for Pau Gasol. For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Valanciunas with a screen on Rose. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Inside. Here's Valanciunas. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
That's his 4th personal foul.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson.
Well, with Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success, I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring, but pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one.
Dishes it to Carroll. Valanciunas passes to Carroll. Right side, Scola shoots from 12 and right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. You know, you look at the coaching success for both Jason Kidd and Steve Kerr, both with long playing careers, championship experience on their resumes. Steve, in fact, Clark even had some time in the front office with Phoenix.
And don't forget about his broadcasting career either, Kevin. I mean, I think in both cases, though, you look at these two guys, they were able to come in and have immediate credibility with their teams, and their playing experience, part of their preparation for being coaches.
Now, here's Lowry, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Rejected by Gasol. Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. And Young, here we go. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Luis Scola.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Shooting for Toronto, Nick Young, 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Foul, he's jacked in for Joseph. And so Young nails them both.
And around the NBA, there are some who want to redo how the NBA lottery works. They feel it punishes teams for trying at the end of the season and instead rewards others who maybe aren't doing as well.
Now here's Scola. Back to Lowry. 5 to shoot. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Carroll for 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. You know, Clark, losing teams, handling losing with an eye to the future. It's a slippery slope and a very tough situation, not only for teams, but the league to try to figure out and rule on.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Well said, and I'm not sure what the answer is. I kind of like where we are with the lottery system. But it's something to reevaluate. I don't think it needs to be tinkered with at this point.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Rose. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Oh, and here it comes Carroll all alone. Throws down the breakaway jam.
That's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here's Rose. Gasol a screen. Here's the floater. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Shooting for Toronto.
Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Rose.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
And Rose drops them both.
And for Lowry, he's been on fire the past couple of seasons. He's shown toughness, leadership, and the instinct to make winning plays on the court at both ends.
Now here's Valanciunas. There's the screen. Back to Lowry. Screen by Scola. And Lowry gets double teamed. And there's Scola on the assist by Lowry. 14 points for Luis Scola.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
Gasol setting the pick for Rose. Easy layup after coming off the pick.
Good display of physicality by Gasol to set that shot up.
Outside Lowry. Kicks it to Powell. He feeds it to Valanciunas. And stolen by Drummond. Young outside. Pass to Rose.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about it is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in-depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
Here's Powell to the right side. Lowry for three. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Rose gets the bucket.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Raptors have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Feeds to Powell. From beyond the arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Young, right side. From 6 away, and too long on the shot. Toronto's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now here's Carroll. Count the bucket. Carroll's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's his second triple of the half. None for him going into the break.
Rose kicks to Gasol. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists now in this one.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
Toronto calls timeout.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Toronto's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Lowry dishes to Scola. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Chicago leading by 22. Outside Rose. Lets it go from 11. Gasol against Scola. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Oh, man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. On defense, the Raptors. Here's Young. Gasol kicks to Young. And it comes off the front of the rim.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Powell, the pass to Lowry. He kicks to Powell. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And Gasol comes to help. And the dunk by Scola.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Smith outside, takes a three. They get it back. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. They get Luis Scola.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon. Some good numbers for Gasol. He's got 16 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Now here is Lowry. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Powell dishes to Carroll. Passes it to Valanciunas. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And this will make it 31 victories for them on the year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And, Greg, this gives them some gloating room, if you will. It's a special win because now they'll finish 3-1 against them.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Rose. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And he gets it to go.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Here's Powell. Back to Lowry. It's tipped. It's stolen by Smith. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, first off, congratulations on this win, Pow, and tell us how you feel about the team's progress so far this year.
Well, we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better recently, and we want to continue. We don't want to get complacent. I think we still got ways to go and things to improve. But we're definitely doing a lot better than we were.
Always good to see signs of progress, Pal. Thank you for the time. Gentlemen?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.
He's their floor general, guys, and tonight he showed everyone why he's got the keys to their offense. He was dropping dimes all over the place. A grand total of 14 assists. He was always one move ahead, keeping the defenders on their heels the entire game.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.